Hello, Bilishkavava here with another MTG video, posting new Magic videos every 2 days, even though my last video was a week ago. But today I'm here to talk about what I think is a fantastic format that's just taking over the game of Magic, and that is Pauper. So if you haven't heard about Pauper, it's the new format. It's actually not new, it's actually a pretty old format, but it's recently gotten a huge push by Brian from Tellurian Community College, a massive Magic the Gathering YouTuber, the biggest Magic the Gathering YouTuber. He pushed Pauper, and now Pauper has taken off. Unbelievable. It's been in a lot of GPs now, thanks to Tellurian pushing. Channel Fireball agreed to put Pauper tournaments in GPs, and the results have been pretty good. I think over in GP London, they had over 300 people playing Pauper. A couple in America, they've had over 200 people, 100 people playing Pauper. So Pauper has taken off. But what is Pauper? So if you don't know what Pauper is, it's basically, think of it as you can play any card that's a common card. It's like Legacy, but only with common cards. So what's the advantages of that? Well, there's a lot of variety because you can play with older cards. So it's not like Standard, which is restricted. You can play with a lot of older cards. But the biggest advantage is that it's cheap. It's very cheap because these cards are common, so they're very cheap cards. All in all, I'm a big fan of the format. I think it's extremely fun. I think it's more fun than Standard currently. I think this Standard's kind of not that fun, but Pauper is extremely fun. It's extremely varied. And even my local game store, my local LGS, with the demand, I guess, people have been demanding places and room to play Pauper. They want a dedicated Pauper night in my local LGS, and my local game store owner has said yes, he is starting a Pauper league, so there will be paper Pauper, because Pauper used to be it still is massive online with MTGO, but my local game store is going to have a Pauper league. It's going to be every Saturday night or something like that, but there is going to be a Pauper league for people to enjoy. So all in all, Pauper has taken off. I'm a massive fan of Pauper. I saw Unsleeved Media's kind of talking about Pauper, saying that he likes the format, but he doesn't really think that it will go anywhere. I disagree with that. I think that if people really support this format, I think this format can be a fantastic format. I think this can be like a Legacy Light, as many people like to call it. And this format can really spread its wings out, and as more people join, as more people find different brews, it can become more and more varied, because it's a massive card pool of commons to choose from. That being said, I'm extremely positive on Pauper. I want to make that 100% clear. Extremely positive on Pauper. I think what Brian from Tellurian Community College is doing is fantastic. I really encourage more people to play Pauper. I'm a huge fan of Pauper. But I want to break it down to something. The biggest advantage of Pauper is the price. You can get a Pauper deck for $25. Or you could get a Pauper deck for $25. With great popularity comes higher prices. As more people want to play Pauper, as more people want to get these common cards from older sets, they start to move up in price. A perfect example is Brian from Tellurian Community College did a tech deck on a Pauper deck. Basically, he showcased the deck. The deck was around $25. Well, now that deck's around $50, $60. It's spiked higher. More people see it. More people want to play the deck. It goes up. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Really a double-edged sword. On one side, you want more word being spread about Pauper. You want Pauper to get bigger, because I'm a fan of the format. I think more people playing Magic on a cheaper price is fantastic. So you want more people to come in. But as more people come in, prices go up. And the main advantage of Pauper is buying it cheap, playing Magic on the cheap. If suddenly Pauper decks become $100, $200, well, that's a lot of money. A lot of money for common cards, which, let's be frank, they're worthless. These are common cards that can be reprinted at any time, and there's a huge supply of them. So, big warning to people out there, don't go investing in Pauper decks thinking you're going to make a lot of money. These are common cards. We got to always keep that in mind. I don't care if the card's 25 cents, it went to $10. It's going to crash back down to 25 cents anytime Wizards reprints it. So, and Wizards can reprint a common card anytime they want. In a master set, in a standard set, anything they want. And then the price will collapse. So, do not invest in Pauper. Pauper is strictly just to play. If you want to play, or if you have a whole bunch of these cards that have gone up, I would sell them now when the Pauper craze is at its peak. Okay? Not that I don't think Pauper's going to stick around, but right now the hype is so strong in Pauper. So that's my main concern. As the format gets more and more accepted, as more people want to play, my local game store will have Pauper tournaments now, a Pauper league. With that comes more people wanting the cards spike up in price. The cards are common, so it's not really good to invest. And then if the decks get too expensive, then why aren't you just playing standard? You're playing Pauper because it's cheaper. Now, I did see a video from Tolarian Community College where he addresses why doesn't Wizards do like a Commander product, but it's a Pauper product. And I actually think that's a fantastic idea. I think if Pauper really sticks around, now it's really early days yet. I mean, the format's old. I want to make that clear. The format's old, but right now it's actually hit a peak. People are playing it. A lot of people are coming in. If we can sustain these kinds of people at GPs, if we can eventually have maybe a Pro Tour format where it's Pauper, then I think 100% Wizards should move and make a product like Tolarian was saying, like Brian was saying. I think that would be just leaving money on the table. I think you make a Pauper deck, you charge $25 USD, American pricing. You charge $25 for a pre-made Pauper deck that's competitive, filled with the common cards you need. Why not? That's just money on the table. But I think it's too early for Wizards to move on that idea currently. Give it a year. We just had Pauper at GPs. We're getting good numbers. 300 people, 200 people, 100 people playing. Those are good numbers. Let's see if we can maintain this whole year, whole of 2018. If we can maintain 2018 constantly with high Pauper attendance, more local game stores getting into Pauper, and we might get a Pauper Pro Tour where it's a format at a Pro Tour and it's a Pauper, the demand will be high, and then I think Wizards would be foolish not to move on the idea from Brian and do the pre-made decks. So Pauper, it's here to stay. I'm going to be playing Pauper at my local game store because, well, to be frankly, I can't stand standard currently. There's just too much going on there. But I'm hyped for Pauper. I'm a fan of Pauper. I want to know what you think. Are you in the camp of Tolarian Community College? Do you think Pauper is a good idea? Do you think it's a fun format? Do you enjoy playing Pauper? Are you going to play Pauper? Or are you more on the unsleeved media? You're not sure, you think Pauper's good, but if the prices go too high, then there's no point in playing Pauper. Which camp do you fall in? Or do you think Pauper is a thing to invest in? I do not recommend that. I highly do not recommend investing in Pauper due to the fact that these cards can be reprinted anytime because they're common cards. And that's about it. Also, just a quick shout out, if you have a lot of these cards that have gone up in price, I would start selling them now because they can eventually crash and burn once the Pauper craze is over. So sell them if you have them. So that's about it. Post down in the comment sections what you think of Pauper, what you think of this video, what you think of everything. Am I right? Am I wrong? Why don't you tell me? Please do not forget, Bullish Gavaba here, posting new MTG content whenever I can. So if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, why not subscribe to the channel? Because it really does help. That's it. Bullish Gavaba.